Hello guys, I hope you are all doing really well and welcome to the stream. After last Thursday's debacle, I'm hoping everything is working, so please let me know if there's any issues or anything on the stream today, because yeah, I don't know what happened last week. It all went very wrong, so fingers crossed, keep all of them crossed and my toes, that everything's going to work today. So we're actually back to the schedule of Broken Sword, which I did promise I was going to play last week until I had the issue on Tuesday where I couldn't actually get the game to capture. I have actually, as you can see in the corner, I actually have it working. It is actually capturing. So, hooray! Everything seems to be there. So yeah, I'm going to get on into it. I'm playing the director's cut version now. I have played the original. Admittedly, it was back in the PS1 days, so a long time ago. Hey, Basutai, how are you? Nice to welcome. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Haven't caught up with you in a while, so welcome to the stream. So like I was saying, yeah, I've played this on the PS1, so you're talking 90s, so 20 odd years ago. I dread to think exactly how long ago it was. So I have played it through a long time ago. I loved it, really enjoyed the game. Now the director's cut is obviously the director's cut, so there's going to be some bits added into this game. This is the one with the goat, yes. We'll have no spoilers for people who haven't watched it yet. But we'll have some extra bits in this that we haven't seen before. So I'm not going to ask for help, so basically please don't put spoilers in and don't necessarily help me. If I need help, I'll ask you guys. I'll sort of like say, please help me. I've got, I'm stuck. I can't seem to figure this out. In which case, please feel free to jump on in and give me a hand if that's the case. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm going to be at in regards to this. I have got a walkthrough, which I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to particularly look at. It's going to be there in case I do need it, but it's not something I'm going to be actively seeking out. So, right, okay, we'll get on into it and see how we go.
Paris, city of love, romance, and dreams. So they say. I used to say it too, but ever since that day of the murder, I've always associated my beloved Paris with death.
I could skip the opening sequence, but I do like the Broken Sword music, so. And that was the voice of Nico Coular, who's the second main character in this game. You play quite a lot of it as Nico, if I remember correctly. Although in the original version it opens with George Stobart. He does the opening talk. So yeah, this is a bit interesting. This is slightly different to what obviously the core game goes. In fact, I'm just going to say I'm sure I've actually got a copy of this on disc somewhere for my PlayStation. It's where I damage everything and break everything in my games room. So if you hear lots of crashing, it's because I've done something really stupid.
I was at home.
Can't see it, but this is sort of like an old help sort of collection. Had 3 games on it, including Road Rash. Great games.
Caller, get your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an interview with Pierre Carchon. Yes, the Pierre Carchon. No photos, so leave
No idea who he is.
at home. He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why. Anyhow, this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
So charming and so very
Did he
nice.
just tell her that if he makes a
Pierre
pass
Carchon
at
was
her
a
to
media
basically
king,
just
a
accept it?
national hero, and
Come on,
one of
meet the
most
Me Too
infamous
movement, man.
adulterers
Come on.
in Europe.
That's not how we do things
Were
nowadays.
just one step down from royalty. Whoa! I hate mimes, but unless you humor them, they don't go away.
Things were different in the 90s, yeah, very different in the 90s. But how's my audio? My audio level's sounding about right.
Here I was, the palace of the Media King and the Ice Queen. I pressed the doorbell and set in motion a chain of events which
Evil.
would change my life forever.
Yes? What is it?
Madame, my name is Nico Collard. I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
And if you
Come
guys
up,
if you
we're on
guys
the
prefer
first
it with
floor.
the subtitles added in, so you can read the subtitles as well, please let me know. I'm happy to add those in for you guys if you
Madame
want.
Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
The Ice Queen was certainly living up to her reputation.
Yeah, this mime's not looking a very
Will you
pleasant
be
fellow because he looks like
staying
he's
for the
breaking into
interview?
the building.
Mademoiselle, I know little of my husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty. You're too kind, madame.
I do like the fact that after that she's sort of like taking the positive out of it. Basically, I'm
The
pretty.
talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon, I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please. But I do not flatter you idly. I was a friend of your father. He was a great man.
My father, he never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death. So tragic. I must... Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again. Another Ming
I'm getting
vase,
the
I
impression
suppose.
that these guys are trying to, you know, I
Excuse
obviously
me for
trying
a
to speak
moment,
French,
Madame.
but I'm thinking that they're
You
not actually
journalists
French.
are getting
You know, the
younger
voice
each
actors
year.
aren't French,
Perhaps it's the
but they're just
rest
trying
of
to
the
put a
world
French
getting older,
French
madame.
husband. Finally, a good game.
That was no cat.
Uh-oh.
What? Monsieur Carchon?
Yeah, you trust the mime. Yeah, trust the mime. Matt, this plays in Paris. Well, I appreciate it's plays in
He's
Paris,
dead.
but what I'm saying is,
I must
I
call
don't
the
think the
police.
voice actors
You'd
are
better
actually
stay
French.
here.
I think they're English people,
There was a
or
man.
you know,
It was the
voice
mime.
actors
Do you think he...
Well, I
Were
believe
doing
we
a
can
French
rule out
accent,
suicide,
is what I'm trying to say.
don't you?
No wonder they called her the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects if I hadn't seen the attacker myself. And if I
And
hadn't
how are
come
you,
across
Sai?
a couple
Are
of
you alright?
murders
I'm
just
assuming
like
it's
this
Sai
already.
by
One
Sai's
of the
Edit
most important men in Europe.
or System Edit,
murdered.
maybe. I don't know.
And
I don't know.
here was
What would you prefer to be called?
Nico
Sai?
Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime. Should I wait for the
Someone was
cops
murdered. No one cares.
or start my own investigation? It
Even
was
worse
a
is the
no-brainer.
English accent in the French version of the game. I can't say I've actually ever witnessed that one. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Okay, look at the window. Doubt we're going to see much.
A small round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane. This was a professional job. Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before and written about him. The costume killer. At least that's what I'd called him.
Well, I've spotted something, so I'm going to pick the hair clip.
It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It must have fallen when I was knocked down.
So she has a favourite hair clip. I personally find that weird.
I closed his eyes. It was the least I could do for the poor fellow.
Can I open his eyes again? Okay, so we can open his jacket.
Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old
Yeah, you
boyfriend.
know, it's not affecting a police investigation at all. Here.
Carchon had been shot.
Okay, so what have we got here?
In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence.
Nico is probably brain
There
dead.
was no going back
Oh, she is a
now.
journalist, you know. Okay, I'm just going to check there isn't anything else. I don't want to go near his crutch. I'm trying to avoid his crutch. So if there's anything hidden in his crutch, then we're never going to find it. Okay, I think that's everything from that. I can't do anything there. The bus is going to be relatively
A
pointless,
bust
isn't it?
of Pierre Carchon, humble servant of La France.
So he's got his own bus, but he's humble. Humble. A journalist who writes articles in crayons.
The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder, and I needed to find them.
I've got to read that comment out from you, Bas. So if I ever need to hide something from you, I should stuff it in my pants. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. That's how you hide stuff from me.
It was a tube of acrylic
I would never make a
paint,
very good police
French
officer, would I?
ultramarine.
Investigator.
Just the color I was after for my bathroom.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Stealing shit. That's what I'm doing.
Young lady, what are you doing? Oh, this paint. It's my favorite color.
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
Okay, so we can make a phone call. I can't. Well, I'm assuming I can click on the door, but it probably won't let me go.
I thought of leaving, but was sure there was more to find.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit pointless. I can't make a phone call. Let's talk to the lady first.
Excuse me, madame.
Yes?
Okay, don't know who that person is, but obviously that's the mime, and that's obviously Collard. We'll start with the
Why
mime.
would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the husbands in Paris for a start.
Yeah, well, that was a bit
I
pointless.
am so sorry for your loss, madame.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
To be fair, considering her husband's just been shot and killed, she doesn't seem that upset. I mean, I suppose has been called the Ice Queen, but you'd have thought she might be a little bit more upset at the fact that her
Why
husband's
did your
just been
husband
killed and
send for
cold blood.
me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
Like I
He
said,
never
no one
told you
cares.
anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way.
How did your husband know my father?
Ah, that's obviously her
I
father.
have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Collard?
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women. This is quite a scoop for you. I suppose you're already inventing the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronize me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral sense at all?
I was going to say, it's not as if she's stereotyping at all, you know. Shall I say something rude or shall I say something polite? I think maybe polite, because we're probably going to need something from her in a minute.
Yes, that's why I do this job.
You do it to see your name in print.
As if my editor gets the byline, I just do the work.
Well, don't expect my sympathy.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody you would like me to contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were... He was all I
That's
had,
a great
really.
comment. Yeah, say, you
Not
know
much,
what,
was
I'm
it?
glad your
A
husband is
dutiful
dead, you
wife?
deserve it.
That was my role. He never talked, never let me in.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your husband, then you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Okay, sorry, I can't say why you should ever agree to this, because surely the fact is that's one journalist who's probably got no experience whatsoever, and yet she, and she's sort of like saying to this lady, "Don't worry about the police. I will sort this out. Let me investigate it, not the police." I don't think anyone in the world would do that. I don't know anyone would do that. And thank you very much there for the follow. It's very, very kind. I am going to call you Fubar, because you did say I am Fubar, so I'm going to call you Fubar just for a laugh. It's probably Sai, so I will say Sai. Thank you very much, Sai. Let's be polite
Your husband
again.
invited me here today because he needed me. I think he knew somebody wanted to kill him, and he knew I could help.
Dad joke
I
level
doubt it was your
1000. Yeah.
database he was after.
If you watch any of my streams, you'll
I
know
was
that's
on
how
his
good
case
my
already,
humour
I am
gets.
sure of it.
Not very.
Please, you owe it to him.
I don't know.
All I need is a few more minutes to look around before the police come.
You really do have a moral sense, don't you? I trust so few people. And perhaps Pierre really did think that you could help. Of course it wouldn't
You
have
have a
stopped
dad
him
joke
seducing
redemption.
you
That's
too.
wicked.
Take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall.
You have to find
It
some
was
more if
Pierre's
you've nearly
room.
got through your 100.
I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Okay, so
Thank you.
we've got a key.
I promise you won't regret this.
I'm still not sure about that. Right, so let's just check the desk out and see what we've got on the desk, because there is some things there.
I reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful.
Interesting pattern on the cloth. Ooh, hello. That's a weird little hole there.
Even my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole.
Right, okay, so...
Aha!
There we go.
Nico,
Easy, easy.
you are just so damn good at this stuff.
Oh, thanks for joining though, Basutai. Thank you very much, and I hope work goes okay for you, and thank you for the lurk.
Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on
I was going to say,
here,
because you
and
need to
I
investigate.
had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
And this is an adventure game, so you've got to steal everything you find. Otherwise, you're not doing it right.
A magnificent antique table.
Wow. Riveting stuff. Okay, I'm assuming this is the door. She's going to tell me it's locked.
The door was
Oh,
locked.
God, I could have told you that. Is there a quick way of getting that open? Oh, no, it's not. Oh, the key. Silly man.
Now we were getting somewhere.
I can turn the light off. That's interesting.
The painting showed the Cachons together, in love. As the poet said, the past is a different country.
How does
Where
that
did I
show
read
them
that
in
a
love?
fortune cookie?
No physical contact at all. There's a button I can push.
The painting was attached firmly to the wall.
I mean, I don't know about you. If anyone looks at that, would you say that's love? Would you say that's love? I'm not necessarily sure. Now, I know I need to push that button. I'm just going to investigate a little bit further because I'm thinking that there must be something else I need to do other than just push the button.
As expected, the desk was yet another priceless antique. Yawn. The blotter and in tray had clearly been placed with mathematical precision. My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant.
How come she's got so excited
But not
over
just any
this?
carved elephant. It had been made by my father. I knew for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin, carved into a
There we
box
go.
he had made. So Cauchon had known my father. They really must have been friends. I decided to take the carved elephant. It clearly meant nothing to Imelda.
So I'm just going to steal everything in this room.
I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was blank.
Okay. So I can interact with those two things, I think. I doubt I can open this door.
Locked. Not surprising, really.
Hi Flinty, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Okay, I think it's probably push button time. And then I'll possibly turn the light off. I'm assuming push this button, it's going to do
There
something.
was the very faintest of clicks.
Oh, yes, and then I figure, turn the light off. Am I going to
I
see a ray
didn't
of
need
light?
the lights on. It was light enough already.
Ah, right, okay. God,
Behind the
that did
picture
actually make me
was
jump,
a
that
safe.
did. That is probably going to be that, isn't it? Ooh, okay.
In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange symbols on its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made at art school. If there was one thing I'd learned about symbols, they are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I needed to find a way of printing them. At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print on? Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Cauchon was past carrying.
That's cold. That is cold. Right, well, we've got the paint, so that's going to be what we're going to use for ink. I'm assuming in there, and then the sheet of paper, or whatever it was. That is it napkin thing we picked up? That maybe.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, you pick that up now?
I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper.
Right. Oh, I
Not
get.
while it was blank.
Right. Okay, I get it. So we're going to have to do paint, then roll the thing in, and then move it to the blotting paper. Okay.
I'd spread blue paint over the bottom of the tray. It was ruined. I was a very bad girl, but also quite a clever one.
I really don't like her. Okay, so I've now got...
I rolled the artifact in the paint until it was completely coated.
Okay, so I love the fact that she's now got paint on that thing, and she's then put it back in her pocket. You know. Each to their own, I guess.
Genius. The roller and the paint worked just as I planned. But what did it say?
Okay, will you
It
take
was
it
some
now?
kind
There we
of coded message. It read, subjudice. I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a
That-
sequence of letters
that is going to be
that
something.
made no sense.
That is going to be something
I
like a
suddenly
code or something.
realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The Conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law courts. So, subjudice could in this case mean literally under the law courts, below the Conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing. But I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely going to win it this time.
Okay, love. That was just a long dialogue, wasn't it?
Locked. Not surprising, really.
I doubt I can break in here. No. I don't imagine the key's going to work anymore.
It didn't work.
No.
But I guess it would have been surprising if it had.
And that key's not going to work.
It was a boat ticket stamped
so that's
Bateau. When I was a little girl, Papa used to take me on the Bateau Mouche as a treat.
Okay, so that's nothing relevant there. Okay, I think I'm probably done in this room. Just going to check if there's anything I can do out here. I don't think there will be, but... Oh, I can go outside.
The killer must have used a ladder to reach the window. He was long gone. Guess he folded that ladder up, popped it in his pocket and took it with him.
Yeah, because that's what you can do with all ladders, put them in your pocket. Just to let you guys know in chat, I've got some new redemption things that you can use. I think if you drop, I think it's store, it will come up and tell you, no, drop exclamation mark items, it will tell you what you can redeem in the stream. I'll just drop it in, so see if that'll work. So it tells you the options you can go. Basically, if you do exclamation mark redeem and then one of those 4 words or 5 words, it will pop something up in stream. They're new. They're something I haven't had before.
I couldn't leave without saying goodbye to Imelda.
Really, I've got to say goodbye to Imelda. Yeah, these are new things I'm trialing out, so hopefully they will work correctly.
Did you find anything useful?
This carving. Do you know anything about it?
It was Pierre's. What does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend. Something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
No. But I think it was important to him. Always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Imelda, I will do everything I can to find the killer.
Thank you, my dear.
And if the police ask...
Don't worry. You were never here.
Subjudice was the key. I was going to have to find a way under the conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
So have any of you guys played this game before?
Wasn't the type for messing about
or shall I
in the
say the
river.
actual
He was up to
director's cut
something down
version?
there. Something that got him killed.
Okay, so I can do something with those, can I? That'd be a no then.
The fence wouldn't move.
Just checking there wasn't anything under the leaves, because that would be quite useful. Ah, okay.
This fence
That
wouldn't move either.
that symbol, that was on that
The
napkin
cross looked
thing.
familiar. I'd seen it before. It was embroidered on the lace cloth I'd picked up at Carchon's apartment. I knew I was on the right track.
Okay, so I don't think I'm going to get that open, am I?
I tried pushing the fence, but it wouldn't move. A strange pair of locks stopped the latches
looks
from
like
releasing the
puzzles.
gate.
Puzzle time. Right, okay, so got to get that across to the left then. Oh, I'm rubbish at these sort of things. Can I do anything with them? So I got a sneeze coming. Sorry, excuse me, guys. That needs to drop down, but I don't think I'm going to get that down for the minute. It's something like this. Then that one needs to drop at some point. Oh no, it doesn't.
Yes. One down. One to
Yeah.
go.
I'm a genius. Right, this is where I mess this one up royally. Wow, okay. Alright, that will allow me to move that. Why, I don't know. I can move that back over that bit. Okay, that's something useful to know. So I could possibly do that. Oh, come on, stay there. It's something like that, isn't it? No, just run it there. That gets that out of the way completely. That gets that out of the way. Oh, I'm so close. I am so close. I've got to get maybe that one, but I can't get that one out of the way. But I need to get that out of the way. I think I'm going to have to go backwards a bit on this, aren't I? Because I think I need to drop that one back down the bottom. Then I can move that up. Nope, that's not going to help me do anything. This one's hard. This one's the harder one. It's just that's the one in the way, so I need to get basically those two things out of the way. No, but that was meant to go down there. Because I'm thinking sort of something along the lines of doing that, you see. Yeah, not that that's going to help me at all, does it? I need to get that one down now and I can't move it. Oh, stop doing that. God, it isn't half annoying. think I'll completely and utterly ruin this. Okay, I might have to start over because I don't think that was working. Yes, it's basically this one is the problematic one. So I've got to get this down the that one down the bottom is what I've got to try and do. So I was right in thinking that's got to slide across. Would be my thought process. But I only need to move one more space, so I only need to really move that that out of the way so I can get it up. It's a problem all us men have, is not being able to get it up. So do I think that needs to come down? No, they definitely need to keep going further up the thing, don't they? Just need to drop that down one more space. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves, it's fine. I was probably closer to having it done before. Hey Jess, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. I'm being defeated by a puzzle. Just need you to go out of the way. Okay, so let's sort of reset where I was. You ate too much. That was silly, wasn't it? Well, if that moves up, then that moves across, and I can move like those bits there. But then that becomes a problem. Then I can't move these pieces around because that's just going to stop everything else moving. So that sort of blocks everything in. So I most certainly don't think that's the right way of doing it. Yeah, I'm really not sure. Don't think that's the way of doing it. So that you reckon that one needs to go down? I have done this puzzle before. Just drawing a blank at the moment. Okay, so I'm attacking this the wrong way then. So I actually put them up. I actually put them there. That goes that way. That goes down. Or you just say just that one, and that one still needs to stay up. Let's work on the assumption that goes over that way. At least for a minute. Oh, stop it! It is really annoying how it does that. So I can put that up, and that means I can't move anywhere at all. Yeah, no, no. I need to get to the right. It needs to go over here, Jess, not to the left. It started here. I need to go to this end. So you're. I think you're making me go that way, which is. So he goes that one basically. I don't think the way you're doing it makes sense. Because I can't move anything here. If that one goes all the way across. I need to move that one out of the way, so I need to get these ones out of the way, which means I've got to get them up here, I think. It's like I think it goes that way. It's just that one I've got to get out of the way now. Actually, 1 second. Can I move that one? I've got to get at least one of these up that top section, I think. Yeah, so where I am, Jess, I'm just thinking, trying to figure out how to manipulate these all around to get free some space up. Oh, I wish it'd stop doing that as well. Well, I've completely put myself in a corner here, haven't I? Yeah, I keep kind of going round in circles and back on myself. So yeah, that's not going to do anything for me. Is it something like this? Oh. That seriously got. I think that seriously got somewhere then. Yeah, I just need to move that one out of the way a bit now. Do that there. Can I then? Oh, look. I mean, that's sort of it. That there, that across there, that drops down there, that goes there, and then yes.
Perfect. Nothing like
That
a
was a lot
good
harder than it
convent
needed to be.
education for honing your lockpicking skills.
Oh, that was overly complicated. And then the gate just falls over anyway. Did you just try a strong kick?
For a room full of junk, that was one very sophisticated lock system. This place was definitely fishy, in more ways than one.
I want to see if one of my redemptions work. Maybe see if I can actually spell redeem. That'd be useful, wouldn't it?
Godlike.
I didn't hear a single word of that. Did you guys hear a single word of that? That's irritating. But anyway.
Oops.
Okay, we'll just vandalise more stuff, you know.
An old shell case. I wondered what that was doing there.
I think I just realised why that didn't work. 1 second. I think technically it was that. Hopefully that'll work next time. Okay, so I've picked up a shell casing.
I really didn't want to pull the fence back up and risk trapping myself in this place.
Okay, so that's pointless. There's something there and something there. I can't see anything else, I don't think.
No handle, nothing obvious. But there had to be a way to open it.
Okay, let's have a look, see
So,
if she can tell me.
it's
A stone door.
There had to be a mechanism to open it.
Very
A
helpful.
rough hole was cut into the pillar.
Okay. And there is absolutely nothing else. Or can I put this back up again?
Moving a
Break
skiff
it?
would only damage it more.
Well, I don't think that really matters because it looks a bit kind of knackered anyway. Right, okay. That's going in the hole? meh. It's meh. Not. You shouldn't say anything to me, but yeah, I like that response. Oh, there we go. She's moving.
Mystery solved. Carchon's stone cylinder slotted into the hole with a satisfying click. The words sinister and Dexter were carved on either side. Now any good convent girl like me knows the old Roman for left, right, left, right. But what did it mean here?
Because I'm seeing this as S and D. So is it? There you go. So that's S D S S D S S. So that should be S. Okay. S.
S.
No, I'm not gonna listen to you. I've got to try and remember.
Another click. Another step closer.
2 S's. Gives me a D, and then was it 1 S? Excuse me. Oh. No, it's 2 S's. There we go.
Love the sound of locks clicking open.
So yeah, I knew that was going to be something useful. Okay, so I can manipulate that. Get back through the door.
Hooray for Iceberg!
I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
Oh,
Look at me!
Jess!
What was this puzzle
Oh,
again?
thank you so much. Thanks very much for the subbing for four whole months. I think you're my longest subscriber, so thank you so very much. And what was this puzzle again? Which puzzle? This one, the one in here. On the back of the letter, right? Basically, we picked up earlier on. We picked up this.
Rolling out the painted cylinder had given me it read, Sub Judice. Below it was a sequence of letters, S, D, S, S, D, S, S.
So basically that, and if you looked at the thing, it said had the kind of S and D at the top of the thing. So I just figured it was matched that as the pattern, if they get me. That was my thought process anyway. I don't know if this bit was in the normal version. It's only in the what's my flip? It was only in the director's cut. I think this is all new. I don't remember this bit either. So I think this is pretty new. Oh, you played the director's cut once. That's once more than me. Okay, so right. So I let
nothing to hold it up. The cross dropped back down again. Lifting the cross closed the entrance door and also opened some kind of stone panel. Ingenious.
Okay, so have I got anything that I can... No, she didn't like that. Because something must go in that hole. I can't imagine it's that. Can't imagine it's that. Oh, she's doing something though.
The stone cross was propped up. Now I was getting somewhere.
Okay, but what do I do with this?
I touched the slot. Nothing bad happened, which was good. I've always been attached to my fingers. This slot was designed for something specific. But what?
I'm going to assume it's that thing again, but that means I've got to get it out. And is that going to close the door if I do that?
I removed the shell case.
Can I take that out of the door now? Can I grab that? Or is that going to shut the door?
I removed the stone cylinder.
Be hopeful. Oh, it hasn't closed the door. Okay, so that's good. So, do what I did then, but then I've got the cylinder to put in the hole. God, it's a lot of thinking for a Monday evening. And then we do that one over there. I think, anyway.
The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly. Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed.
Just kick it. Hit it with a hammer. Oh, she hasn't bought a hammer.
The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed something thin enough to prise the door open.
Oh, God. Don't think the tube. Can I grab the... It looks like a bullet, but I think it's not. It looks longer
I
than that.
removed the shell case. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up.
Okay.
The brass case was smooth and perfectly round.
Okay, as it says, it's brass. Whether it's thin enough, I don't know.
The gap was too narrow. I needed something flatter to work into it.
I'm wondering whether I can crush it. Ooh, she's put it down, so that's always a good starting point. That seemed to work, so put that down again. Come on, Nico. And please let me know if the image looks a bit dark on your screen.
The stone slab had flattened one end of the
increase it
shell
if I can.
case.
Looking a bit dark on my version of the game, but it could just be me. Okay, so can I still put the brass case in there, even though it's now bent to hell or flattened? Oh, okay, still seems to work. Okay, back to where we were. Okay, so that's done that. Then we grab that bit.
I removed the shell case.
And now let's try that now that's crushed. Oh, she's doing it, so that's something. Haha, we're in, everybody.
Another good use for a shell case. Another secret room. Somebody had something to hide. But was it what I was looking for?
And she said it's a shell case. I mean, unless the bullet is like, 6 inches long, you're not going to be able to prise something open. I mean, a shell case is what, maybe 2 inches at most?
Through the
You'll be able
darkness,
to get that up
I
and
could
use it as
see
a sort of
that
thing
this
to
was a
lift.
stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
Yeah, and I'm showing off my big brain. I'm really not. Okay, it be dark. Did anyone see a light switch? Oh, was that a light switch? Oh, something over there. Just looking around to see what I can actually interact with.
Amazing! The thing still worked. The room lit up bright as day.
Right, so I'm still right in thinking there's something on that wall. After you've played this game, your brain has doubled in volume. Well, to be fair, the veins are probably visible on my forehead anyway when I'm annoyed.
That wasn't going to help.
Okay, she didn't like that.
A door like that always has something important behind it. I had to find a way to unlock it.
I'd laugh if there literally is nothing important behind that at all.
I wasn't going to find anything in this old desk. It hadn't been used for years.
Okay, so that didn't help me. Oh, what's up there?
The flags had faded, but their message was still pretty clear.
Okay, do you want to point out to me?
Fascist regalia.
Oh, there
A
we go.
message of hate.
I should have spotted the yeah, things like that. They're not very pleasant.
Inside the drawer,
Okay.
I found a note written in some kind of code.
Let's have a look at that then. What's that got on it? Oh God, hello. Oh, cool. So I have to match these up, I take it. That's probably A or I. It's one of the two. So let's try it. So let's try. Oh, just okay. That and that I think is A. Maybe. It could be I. No, I don't think you'd have 3 I's in a word, would you? I think that's more likely to be an A. Okay. Then do we think that might be is? We should make that an I, and I'm blind. That one an S. No, because that doesn't look like a word, does it? That does look like is. Or is or as it. That is probably the worst sentence I've ever seen in my life. So you reckon that might be, the S might be N rather than... Okay, we could try that. So we could try that as N. Let's try and get some more. Let's try and get some more of it done, maybe. Because that doesn't look right. I don't think so, because that doesn't look right. That definitely doesn't look right. I mean, that might make that one O, but I'm not sure it is. No, I think it might be 2, because that would be, you could put T double O, couldn't you, maybe? So that would be 2. So that would make, so take I out. So that would be that, and N would actually be O. So that would be O. Because I think that makes more sense. Yeah, that looks better. So that would be the H. Well, then we're looking at that one, isn't it? H. Would that make that then? I might think that might be then. So that would be E. Not sure that's E. Then this. Yeah, I'm still thinking that could be then. I'm not completely sure, because that doesn't look right. Ah, that looks like both. I'm going to go that's both. And that would maybe be a U, so that'd be but. But then... That's definitely right, so that's wrong. That definitely doesn't look right. Okay, I'm happy with some of this. Who? Would that be W? And that would be want. Where's that one in here? There. That would be, but I think that's what we put down as N. Oh no, it can't be. No. Because that's definitely not a word. The backwards fish is B for both. Is that what I've already put in? You reckon that's this, so that would N would be I. And that would be S, wouldn't it? Yes, that looks right, Jess, thank you. You give me far too much help here, though. Sorrow? No, Morrow. Where is that one? Kind of backward E. R. Yeah, that's a word, tomorrow. It's just split over 2 lines just to make it more tricky. Mer. But this is to wait. Oh, that'd be urgent. That would be R then. So I've got R wrong. That would be G. That would be E. And that would be N. But this is too urgent to wait. So that's right. Report tomorrow. So that's an R. Oops. No, it can't be right. I've just messed that up. Sorry, that was an R. That must be must. So no, it can't be. Yeah, so I think that's definitely urgent. So that is definitely an R. But this is too urgent to wait. So that's a P. Report tomorrow. That must be. Thing is, so it can't. That might not be Morrow though. Yes, Pierre. I'm not sure that's right. Because that must be ours, which is not. No, I don't think that's right. This is not a coincidence. So that's C. That must be. I think that's N. I think N's wrong. That's wrong. I don't. Or is that a D? Is that a D? Coincidence. Aha! Both dead. Okay. And that must be M. So that's not. So I think that's the M. Is that one? That's M. It seems that that's on to. Is that on? No, because it can't be on. That's of. Follow. There we go. Follow. Full report to follow, but this is too urgent to wait. Arno and is there going to be a Y like Yamada? Yamada? In July. Good month, July. That's going to be K. I'm assuming that's a letter. So gone.
I had decrypted the note. It read, Pierre.
And welcome,
Full
Sleight of
report to
Game.
follow.
Welcome.
But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence.
I really want to get a
Indeed,
GG
it
emote.
seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger.
And
Take
Zabi,
great
hello
care.
Zabi.
X.
Hope everyone's doing really, really well. We're getting through this game insanely slowly. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else in the drawer now. Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens?
There must be a reason that fell out. Ah, see?
A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village, and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself, Carchon, doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story. But there had to be more for me to discover.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. That they said, or she said, that her dad and Carchon were in Africa together. Then it looked like Africa. So what's the betting on the other half of that picture is her father? I'd be very surprised if that's not the case, if it wasn't her father on the other side of that picture. I could be wrong. I have been wrong once or twice before, but I don't think I'm wrong this time. I will bet my reputation on it. I haven't got a reputation, but I'm hoping to get one from this escapade. Jess, can you tell me why my redemption thing didn't play a sound? It's all set up, I think, in Stream Elements, but just for some reason it didn't play. I think it was because I didn't have my overlay in OBS set to output sound, so I think that may be why it didn't work. Would you think that might be the reasoning? I think I've changed it now. Aha! Can you guys hear that? Could you guys hear that one? That worked. Okay, I'm gonna try my new favourite one. See if this works. Let's see if any of you guys are old enough to remember this. If it plays. Okay, all together now. He can't be that old. Is he really that old? No, I would have thought he's in his 50s. I wouldn't say he's 70.
The
Can't
draw
be
had
70,
come
can
out
he?
easily enough, but wouldn't fit back into place. It was pretty
He became
clear from
mega
a lack of
famous.
dust
I think he was one of
that
the
someone
first
had
people
been
to
working very recently
kind of go
at this
viral,
place.
wasn't he? I think.
Oh my god. The
It's
sheet
me.
was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my
Oh,
waist
sorry that your back's
size.
killing
They
you.
were right about
Me and
chocolate.
Jess can
But
definitely,
come on, guys. I'm a size
relate
10.
on that one.
There was even a picture of me
Yay,
taken with
I've
a
got-
telephoto lens.
I've got a
wouldn't have
clip.
taken
Thanks,
these
Jess.
pictures himself.
But yeah,
This
my
was big
love goes out to you and
and
and your
organised.
back. I hope it does
was part
improve
of
because
it.
yeah,
And people were getting
they are
murdered.
nasty bad backs. So rest up, and I'll hopefully see you again soon. Ooh. Jess, can you sort out why that didn't go through? I think you should have mod power.
This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Canchon had cut it out. 2 businessmen had been killed. One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case, the killer had worn a costume. A penguin, and then a snowman.
Oh,
But
thanks.
that
Yeah,
wasn't the only link
I'll
between the two murders.
we'll speak about that another
Both
time,
the
Jess, and we'll sort it out
victims
so
had been
that
big
doesn't
media
throw those
do-gooders,
out.
and I proved they were just the opposite. So, how did they fit in with Canchon? I had enough for a story. An amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Canchon's to pieces.
Okay, did anyone
I
actually
needed
catch
to
any of the
get
story
home
then? I was
fast
talking over all
and
of it.
start typing.
Bonsoir, Cola.
I don't even have a
Nico,
phone like that
it's
in my
Ronnie.
house
Hey,
anymore.
Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong?
No, I think he's only timed out
You
for 1
didn't
second,
print it,
Jess.
did
I
you?
think he should
Of
be
course
back
I
in now.
didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's important.
Zabby, if you're there, can you
It's
just type in
suicidal.
chat to make sure you're
You
not timed
can't
out?
destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends.
Is he still
powerful
timed out?
friends. For your own sake,
Forget what happened.
you got it. End of
Give me 2 seconds. I'll see if I can get
Good
into the settings somewhere.
This should have been
Might
my
have to
big
do it on my
break,
computer.
but I knew there was nowhere else to sell this story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna wait for the a moment where I can actually jump in. So you timed him out again. That's nice, Jess.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you about your story. Your Pierre Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
Sorry, hopefully you guys didn't hear me cough then.
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.
No, it's not using my
Café
microphone, so you are hearing all my coughs and sneezes and everything.
I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow,
Costume killer, yes,
I'll be waiting.
People complain about newspaper articles all the time, but not usually before
Thank you for the
printed.
redemption.
I was beginning to feel scared. This guy, Plantard, could I trust him? Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
He can hydrate but not chat. Right, come on. Okay, I can't time you out for a minute because
I'd only been in Paris for a week.
The original intro.
But already I'd fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle.
It's George Stobart.
I was pretty sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess. Little did I know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted.
By Krusty the Clown. He's got, I mean, this guy must have some like MI5 or the French equivalent sort of going on, because you know, that's some serious gear. So this is the original intro, is where you come into this bit outside the cafe. So I know what I need to do.
As I picked myself up, I was really angry. 1 minute I'm on vacation, the next minute
when I
some clowns
pick myself up, I was really angry. Yeah,
I was going to find that
just
clown
been
and
an
bring him to
explosion.
justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty and equality and fraternity. After all,
Jess, am I
that's
right
why
in
I'd studied
thinking
law,
though this is a
wasn't it?
different
Well,
speech
that,
because
you know, money, of course.
I don't think he said all of this in the original one. I'm pretty sure that was slightly different. Okay, if you hear something in the background, I do apologise. I'm just diving onto my channel, see if I can jump in as mod and untime up Zabi. It's not showing that you're timed out. I can ban you. Oh, you're free. Yeah, I don't know whether I had to jump in to do something. I don't know, but you're back. Hello, welcome back. Okay, I'll continue with the game. Okay, so I need the newspaper. So this bit might be a bit quicker. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it didn't let us unfreeze you. So that's what I need to look
at the foot of the page. It read Salah Eddin, 1345.
Okay, I think that's pretty much the only... Oops, and that's not what I wanted to do. Don't think there's anything else particularly on here.
The big story was about the brutal murder of a French media magnate, shot down in cold blood. The guy oozed confidence, like a regular French statesman.
Oh, okay, Jess, no worries. Thank you for joining and lurking as well.
The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yeah, so that's all I need to look at. Okay. Okay, we're going to get to make a decision in a second. Do we tell her that I think she says, "Are you a cop?" or something? We either get to tell her that we're a cop or we don't.
I tried not to meet his stare.
I'll let you guys in chat decide whether we actually lie to her and say we're a cop or whether we tell her the
papers,
truth.
No credit cards.
No lies.
A blank page. I checked his pockets. Nothing.
Okay, so there's nothing I can get from him.
I needed a stiff drink, but I hated the taste of brandy.
Oh, I think we get to... do I...
I needed a stiff...
No, I can't offer a drink. Okay. I think she asked if she can have one in a minute.
I hoped the fact that the mirror was already broken meant I'd escaped the bad luck.
Okay.
The mirror had smashed into 1,000 pieces. Bad luck for someone. Poor guy.
Ah, so you
He
can
was
see
pretty
something.
mashed up.
I'm sure I'm meant to be able to see something.
I checked his pocket.
Okay, can I move the table or something? I'm sure I need to move the mirror, and it's...
The mirror is smashed into a...
I spot something
Poor guy.
behind here, I think. Maybe someone else moves it in a minute. Because I'm sure there's something behind that table. I'm positive there's something behind that table.
Oh, my head.
Maybe I'm not meant to see it yet.
Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Shell?
I love the fact she's on
George
vodka while
Stobart,
she's
man.
working.
You look like you could use a little help.
I'd employ her.
Could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
Here we go. So I get to either tell her, say yes, I'm a doctor, or no, I'm not a doctor. Shall I be on? I've been told to do no lies, so I'll say no.
No, but
or
I
not.
used to play hospitals when I was a kid. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
I'm going to pour her a drink.
Is that straight or with ice?
Just give me the bottle with a teat on it.
I guess a little drop won't hurt.
You can tell all this game is the fact they've got like no movement here from either
She
of them on
knocked
there.
back the brandy as if it was
During the chat.
water. I was glad I wasn't picking up the check.
Oh, okay, we broke her. Yeah, there's nothing else in here for the moment. You're going to meet Sergeant Moo.
Please, hold it right there.
Whoa, don't shoot. I'm innocent.
He has got the best hash.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant Moo. I apologize, monsieur, but I cannot permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche.
What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur.
Moo's great.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead.
Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can. Et maintenant, to business. Your name, please?
George Stobart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah.
I was about to say
guess
exactly
so,
the same
apart
thing.
from the bomb blasts.
Apart
Were
from
you in the
explosions, yeah.
vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
No lies. Okay, I'm sticking to what Jess said. No lies. I'm going to tell him about the clown.
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon. The picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live if she survives the hangover. She doesn't remember seeing a clown, monsieur.
That's odd, don't you think, monsieur? Who am I to believe, I wonder? Eh bien, I have heard enough.
She doesn't remember the clown.
I
suppose he only.
that you know
She might have had a
nothing.
back turned,
You
and he
may
only
leave.
came in
I
very
hope
quickly.
this little incident does not spoil the rest of your vacation.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great.
See, I find that really funny.
I honestly believe you are
But I'm
in
old,
no danger.
so I appreciate no one else found it funny.
Should you remember
It's a dad
anything
joke.
of importance, please contact me. My card.
Thanks.
That is all. You may go.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious? If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
Okay, so we can't go back in there for the moment. I want to talk to Nico, but it's not actually letting me talk to Nico at the moment. There it is.
Excuse me,
There we go.
mademoiselle? Hi. My name's George Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yep, that's right. On vacation in Paris. Some vacation, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out in front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with a hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah, he went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I'm Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
What is that, some kind of nightclub?
Oh, no, it's a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you could interview me about the bombing. An eyewitness account. Minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
A clown?
That costume killer. Okay, let's talk about clown.
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
Ooh, that was harsh. She wants, quite information from him, but she won't partake any to him. That's a bit harsh.
Do you know a police officer called Rosso?
Rosso? Our paths have a knack of crossing. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was deliberate. Have you seen Rosso? Is he here?
He's inside, attempting to question a witness with his psychic powers.
That guy is weird.
Yeah.
Okay,
Who was the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Plantard. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Well, not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation.
I still think you can do psychic interrogation on a dead man. Otherwise, solving crimes would be really easy.
How did Plantard get your name?
Through the newspaper, La Liberté. I'd written an article linking two unsolved murders, one in Italy, the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantard said he could supply me with more information. Somehow the clown must have known about our appointment.
Why won't you tell me about the clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number. You help me with my
Because this
phone and I'll
is
let
a
you in on
lesson
what
for
I know.
everyone.
And
If you
let's
want to get a
get
girl's
one
telephone
thing
number,
straight right
be
now.
near an explosion.
This is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures. I'll be on some with you.
Fine. I'll see you soon.
Okay, I know some of the shortcut bits here, but I'm not going to do them. I will kind of do some of the conversations just because, yeah, you guys may not have seen this
Set
bit.
into the huge gate was a smaller access door. The door was securely locked. Hey, you!
I thought you'd been arrested.
No, it was a misunderstanding.
When he pulled that gun, I thought that was it. Those automatics pack quite a punch, you know?
He made a mistake. He thought I was a terrorist.
You? A terrorist? Ha!
He was only doing his duty, I
Hey
guess.
Nick, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Let's ask about
Did you see an
Plantar.
old guy with a briefcase?
Wait, silly old coot. Do you know what he said to me? Work fascinates me, he says. I could watch it all day. Care beat. I could have knocked his block off.
It's a bit harsh. He was
Did
paying
you
interest in what you were
recognize
doing.
the old man?
No. Should I have done? Was he a celebrity?
No, but I guess he is now. His name was Plantar.
Was? He's dead then?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Now I wish I hadn't called him what I did. If only I could turn back the clock. If only I'd been more tolerant.
Regret and remorse are strange emotions. They really bring out the hammiest actors in people.
Okay, Nick, as you've just come into the game, so basically this is, in short, it's a murder mystery. What you've missed so far is a lady called Nico Kula, who is a journalist. You may have just caught her if you were watching her about a minute ago. She was visiting somebody who knew her dad, and he got killed by a guy dressed as a mime. Now we are George Stobart. He was sitting outside this cafe, and basically this clown, so someone else in a costume, went in and basically set off a bomb inside the cafe. So, and taking out this other guy called Plantar. So there's 2 deaths basically by costume killers. So the sort of main thing of this game is to kind of catch the costume killer. It's a point-and-click puzzle game, so there's quite a bit of puzzling and sort of, finding bits to solve, to move the game forward and that sort of stuff. So that's sort of where we are.
Did you see a clown come
I hope
by
that's
this
a
way?
good summary.
A clown? Like in a circus?
Yeah, with makeup and a big red nose.
Huh! Those guys are funny, aren't they?
Not in my experience.
I love the circus, especially the horses.
You haven't answered my question. Have you seen a clown?
You think I've got time to watch everyone who passes by? Some of us have to work for a living.
Look, I know you're busy, but surely you'd have noticed a clown.
I told you already. I didn't see a thing.
He was wearing multicolored baggy trousers and makeup.
He'd be a poor sort of clown if he didn't.
I do like some of the humour in this because it's just like very subtle jokes.
I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Say, who are you anyhow? A cop?
No, of course not. I mean, do I look like a cop?
No, but you act like one, sticking your nose in where it's not wanted. How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Didn't you hear the explosion? The cafe was blown up.
I wondered what that bang was. Any bodies?
Yeah, an old man was killed.
Who has told you he died?
I didn't think it was that serious. What about the waitress?
Oh, she's fine.
Thank the saints.
Okay, so he didn't see the clown, so the clown didn't come this way, apparently. So, okay, I think I can show him the card, but it's a bit pointless. What I want to show him is the newspaper.
I haven't got time to read that. Can't you see I'm busy?
You could read it on your lunch break.
10 minutes is all I get. And if my boss had his way, I wouldn't get that. He'd have me on a drip, so I didn't have to stop to eat.
Oh, take the newspaper and quit complaining.
Pah! Look at this. Damn bleeding heart liberals. Tcha! Save the dolphins. Catch them and eat them, I say. All that fuss over a bunch of fish. Nah,
yeah, you're allowed not to like this guy.
Look at the size of those. Like champagne bottle corks, no? Ah, what's this?
We missed that bit when we were looking at the newspaper.
Running in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
So Salah ad-Din, you see,
A horse? A legend.
it distracts him.
Bucephalus reborn, mon ami. Like a streak of lightning she is. Do me a favor, won't you? Keep an eye on my hole. I'm off to put some money on that nag.
What about your toolbox?
Stuff it. Help yourself.
I'm sure if his bosses paid for all the equipment, they'd like that attitude. He's not doing it in a hurry either, is he? Just, just very slowly walks away.
I found a T-shaped tool in the box. I didn't know what it was, but it looked useful.
Okay, there's a telephone, but there's no point in ringing anyone at the moment. Okay, if you watched,
The clown had fled into this alley, but there was no sign of him now.
there you go. So it says he ran in this direction.
And what she could tell me about the explosion.
Okay, so basically he didn't climb up here, or you can see the windows are all closed, and I don't think he's hiding in a bin. But there you've got this manhole here, and we now have the tool to lift it. I said this bit I'm going to move through fairly swiftly because I know this bit from the core game.
I lifted the cover.
But there will be bits I slow down again because I get completely lost.
Sewer.
And just like everybody, we'd go hunting for the killer in a sewer.
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn.
So that's his red nose then?
The clown's red nose.
Okay, I can't see anything else apart from climbing back up, so that's not that. Oh, come on. Oops, sitting on the floor.
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
Oh, no worries, Nick. Well done on doing it on your essay.
I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
Okay, so let's have a look what we've got. So we've got the red nose.
It was the soggy tissue I'd found in the sewers.
Okay, a tissue.
It was the scrap of material I'd found in the sewer.
He's not elaborating on it, I don't think. He's just saying what they are. Okay, so that was pretty interesting.
Hi there.
Hold it right there, you sewer rat. I knew you'd come back. And now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there, immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Ha! You won't catch me with tricks like that.
Gotta say the French have got some seriously good facial hair.
Okay. Now, what were you looking for?
Okay, let's be honest, we're looking for a clown.
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu, that is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu. Then, the man I chased, do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you are doing down the sewer. For all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a tourist.
Most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
Okay, so I think we still want to kind of go down the route of the clown.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
What is there to tell? He was a typical criminal type, just like you.
Okay, I'm going to show him this because I think if I show him Russo's card, I think
perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card.
He changed his attitude a bit.
What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you, and I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you. It is your posture, your poise. Oh yes. There is
Maybe
no
if only it was that
mistaking
easy. If
the
you had
very disciplined man.
a business card saying I'm a police officer.
I was.
Basically, everyone would be a police officer, wouldn't they?
When I was your age,
Or a government official or something.
fighting for my life
Normally, you have a badge,
in
don't
the
you?
African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Okay, so now he should
Tell
be a
me
bit more
about the man
forthcoming.
you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an armlock. His face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron. But he did not know what he was up against. Oh no. He made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture. Was
Briefcase?
the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know. But the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Okay,
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
That is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romani seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou.
Okay.
You know what I think?
we want to find out more
Do
about
tell
the
me.
specific information about this jacket.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind. What was the name on the label?
It was a foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Here we go.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little trick with numbers that I learned in the desert. I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's
So
incredible.
there you go, very helpful. We've now got the telephone number for the tailor.
Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
I don't think there's actually any benefit in talking about much else, to be fair. Oh, go on, we'll talk
Do you
about a
know
few
the
more
waitress
things.
at the cafe?
Give you more rounded experience.
Surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui. Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Okay, I thought that was going a completely different direction to that. But a young girl, I mean, she doesn't look like that. She was that old. Cutting his toenails, that's just not right.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, I honestly don't think any of those are going to serve a
I have to
purpose.
be going.
So,
Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Vraiment? I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
okay,
the clown had
so
escaped into the sewer, come up into the courtyard, and then slipped back into the street here. It wasn't much, but it was more than the cops had got.
okay, I think now we need to make a phone call because I don't think we can do anything else at this present moment. Yeah, let's call the tailor.
Hello? Who is this? Hi. My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No. No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at
See,
stake,
I thought that was
Mr.
funny too.
Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
What do you
He's
know
not going to know
about the
Plantard,
clown
is he?
who bombed the
Sure he's
Café
not.
de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
Do you know a guy called Plantard?
No, I never heard of him.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantard? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of Plantard.
I expect Plantard's a family man, don't you?
I don't
In
think
their
he's going to
little
know anything
apartment,
about him, is he?
Madame Plantard is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantard won't be coming home.
You forgot the puppy.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice.
Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know, Plantard. I never heard of Plantard. None of this has anything to do with me.
I'll just put the phone down. But, you know. Okay, I can't talk to him. I can't say anything else to him. So that was a really useful conversation. Okay, let's try Nico Gola.
Hello, Nico Collard.
Hello? It's George.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why
Wasn't
don't
that
you come
difficult.
into my
Just crawl around in
apartment
the
later
sewer.
this afternoon?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come over.
I was used to working alone, but I had to admit it felt good with George on the case too. But there were some things I was going to have to do alone, and fast. I needed the answers to some questions. Who was the costume killer? And why did he murder Carchon? Why did Carchon ask for me to interview him? How did he know my father? And why was my editor so scared? There was some kind of secret war going on out there, but who was on which side? One thing I did know. I wasn't going to get the answers sitting at my desk.
Okay. So, telephone, table. I don't think... Oh, we will let us leave. Okay. That was interesting. I didn't think it was going to.
Mademoiselle Collard.
Oh, hello there. Don't tell me. I'm going to meet a tall, dark man.
No, I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Oh, just a wild guess.
Anyway, your cousin's female and very pretty.
What?
Your cousin from Marseille. How could you forget her so soon? She was only in your apartment yesterday.
Ah, really?
Such a charming young girl.
Isn't she? And in my apartment, you say?
She let herself in, of course. She's got
I'm
a
getting
key.
the impression she
Suddenly,
doesn't...
everything made sense.
Yeah.
My apartment had been bugged. That was how Plantard knew all about my article. How did I know? Because the only cousin I have is a sweet little guy called Jean-Marc, who runs a patisserie in Le Touquet. These people were determined, which meant they were also very dangerous.
I was getting the impression that she wasn't feeling her cousin.
I suppose she'd forgotten which apartment was mine.
Oh, Miss Collard, you're a mind reader. That's just what she said.
Oh, I bet it was. Well, I'd better be going. See what my sweet cousin's been getting up to.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Okay, so that was
So,
at least useful.
Where had my pretty new cousin hidden her little bug, eh? I was going to have to search everywhere.
Okay.
My first teddy. Never had a boyfriend as loyal as him. Undisturbed. No bugs there.
So you can check the table, you can check the phone, you can put some music on, there's something there, we can look at that. Yeah, I don't think we need to put music on first, but I could be wrong.
There wasn't anyone that I needed to call.
I want to have a look at
The
it.
phone was the obvious place to look for a bug, but this handset hadn't been opened for years. Besides, they would have just bugged the line.
Okay, can we have a look under the table?
No bug. Just a 20-year-old piece of gum.
Nice. I'm assuming you put it there. Don't know what this thing is.
No messages for me. No one had hidden a bug on the machine.
Okay, so... any place I can figure it's going to be one is in this box, but that seems a really random place to put a bug. Doesn't seem at all logical to put it in this, because it would be distorted to hell. That looks familiar.
The box was one of the few things my father left me. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Cochon's. But that small metal disc underneath it in the chest was a recent addition. The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The box was one of the few things my father left me. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Cochon's. But that small metal disc underneath it in the chest was a recent addition.
Okay, so let's put that away. Oh, can I?
Oh, chère cousine. You left me a little present. You shouldn't have.
Okay, so we've got the bug. I'm not sure what she's going to plan to do with it.
You don't scare me. Espèce de...
I don't know what she did with that, whether she threw it out the window, whether in the trash, or whatever she did. I'm wondering whether I can pick the lock on this.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key.
Can I... I doubt this will work, but... didn't seem to work, did it?
The box was one of the few things my father left me. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match.
Yes, we heard that before. I'm sure it maybe use something like that, but she doesn't seem to be saying anything.
The box was one... The elephant... The box was... The...
No, okay. Maybe I haven't got anything. She's an elephant. No, so none of that's working. Okay. So maybe... I don't think I can do anything else with it, can I? No. Okay. At least for the minute.
There wasn't anyone that I needed to call.
Right, okay. So, what else can I do? Play some music.
It was a photograph of my father, the first one I ever took, with the first camera he ever bought me.
And she had her fingers in front of the lens. That's clever.
You have no messages.
That was just somebody holding their nose. That's quite funny. Okay, I don't really know what I'm doing. Just sitting there. She doesn't need to call anybody, so that's pointless. I've got to be able to get into that box, but I'm just wondering, can I just launch it? I don't know. Doesn't seem like a very logical thing
My
to
first
sort of
teddy.
launch the...
Never had a boyfriend as loyal as him.
I don't think I need to leave. Oh, she'll let me leave again. I don't think this lady's going to have anything to say either.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. The woman who claimed to be my cousin. Could you describe her again?
Well, she was your height, a hair lighter than yours, but otherwise she was very like you. But with impeccable manners, of course.
I bet.
See, I don't think she's going to have anything useful to say on any of this.
Au revoir.
No, I really don't think so. Oh, I can leave. Okay. Where can I go? Go to the Carchon residence, Rougerie, which is the back to the. Do I think? That's Rougerie where she lives, isn't it? Can I do anything at the cafe? I've got a feeling I can't. Oh, maybe I can.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
I wanted to see the crime scene for myself.
It's too dangerous. I am under strict instructions to stop gossip mongers and vandals from getting in.
But I'm a journalist.
Exactly. Didn't you hear what I just said?
What if I told you I was from the insurance company?
I'd ask for your ID.
Oh.
Maybe I need to
Hello.
sweet talk
Could I
this
ask you
guy.
some questions?
Bit late, aren't you? They already took away the body.
I'm doing a follow-up on this story. Tell me, are you related to the workman I saw digging the hole?
Don't talk to me about flobage. Pah!
Okay.
Flobage,
He
what
just
a
won a
great name.
fortune on the horses and he won't give me a cent.
Well, it's his money.
When he was broke, he was happy to touch me for a loan. Brothers should look after each other, he used to say. He's changed his tune, now he's brassed up.
Well, technically, if it's a loan, does that mean that he paid it back? If he's paid it back, then there's no problem. If he hasn't paid it back, then he owes you.
You're doing a fine job.
Damn right I am. You should be writing about me, not that idiot that got blown up.
The heroes who pick up the pieces when disaster strikes.
Exactly.
Well, give me your best smile and maybe I'll put your picture in the article.
Oh, right. Just give me a minute to do my hair.
Yeah, I don't think you get to do a fat lot.
The police had removed the body, but nothing else looked disturbed.
I'm positive there's something with that mirror. Almost sure of it. Aha, see?
A panel had been blown away, revealing a gap. From this angle, I could see that something had been lodged in the gap behind the pipes.
So, I need to have a look behind him.
Behind the table were some damaged pipes. Voila! The police and forensic teams had missed a vital piece of evidence. Some kind of pouch. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Carchon's organization. I was on the right track.
So let's see if I can have a look
On
at
the pouch was the... Inside the pouch were two items. A strange metallic artifact and a letter in some kind of code.
Right, so let's have a look. So
the artifact had a sword laid across scales. There was a picture of Lady Justice on the locked panel in the room below the conciergerie.
Do we think we can use that in those sort of those rooms underneath the Justice building?
Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, Plantard was involved with Carchon.
Right, okay, so here's another one. Right, okay, so because you've got things like that which would be like of or something like that. Try and pick a one of them is going to be maybe that's P-L-A-N. No, that can't be P-L-A-N. Maybe that's Plantar. So let's try that. I might open things up for us. Plantar. And where's the one? I could be wrong, this might not actually spell plantar at all. It's looking promising though. This will open up an awful lot if I get this right. This is plantar. I'm sure it's D, isn't it, at the end of plantar? Weird U, there you are. Okay, so that looks right because it's and. Trail? Do we think that might be trail? So that would be I, potentially. That would be Pierre, I would guess. And that might be B. Oh no, I'll come back to that in a minute. And that's killed. Pierre killed. Murderer. So this is fun. I like these. These sort of things are quite good. I'll get the hang of these now. Must take. No. Murderer must have. Must have followed. Follow trail from Arno and Yamada, because we had Yamada in the last one. Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant.
Placard.
Aha!
Pierre killed. Murderer must have followed trail
That was
from
a lot quicker than the
Arno
last one.
and Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me. Imelda. So much for Imelda's innocence. Plantard was working for her, and for Canchon. But why did Plantard want to meet? Was it a trap? Or maybe he was in too deep and needed me to tell the story, whatever the story was. One thing was clear. It was a story worth killing for.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else we can do in here particularly. I don't think. Look at a chair. Riveting. It's a very exciting chair.
Hey, what about my photos?
Oh, of course. How could I forget?
Well, I'm waiting. Get your camera out.
Camera. Oh, I forgot. It broke.
Alors, they should never send a woman to do a man's job.
Well, this woman had fooled him easily enough. And found the evidence the police had missed.
So a couple of times this game's been a little bit non-PC. It's just my opinion.
The strange metal artifact I found in Plantard's pouch had pointed back to the quayside.
Yeah, so I figured we need to go back in here, and then something in this room. Okay, it's all closed up. Do this again. I suppose you would probably make sure that you leave the room secure just in case anyone can get in there and find anything else. Okay, so see, there's something there. So I'm going to work on the assumption that this thing goes there. Oops, I think I missed. I missed the hole. Aha!
Plantard's key fitted the lock, so he must have used this place too.
So we're learning something new about him.
A photograph had been torn up.
The pieces are going to be put together and they're going to be her father.
If I could just
they are.
arrange
I'm
the
sure
pieces.
they're going to be her father. Okay, right. All right, we'll just.
Oh my god. It can't be.
It's going to be your father. We've already established this bit. You know, it's just going to be your father. something like that there, isn't it? There we go. Nope. I'll get there eventually, people. Somewhere like that. Doesn't look like it wants to fit there. Maybe I'm wrong. Nope. There's going to be loads of this missing, isn't there? Loads of this picture. I'm sure there's going to be loads of it missing. I don't know why necessarily she needs to have all of the picture present, because she can already see what the image is. So
there was no doubt about it. It was a picture of my father.
So like I said, that picture from Africa.
Papa? Oh God. After what I'd gone through, I thought I could face anything, but not this. My father, the one person in the whole world who I truly admired, standing with Crachon while those murderers carried on with their evil work. My father, grinning at the camera. I couldn't believe it.
You never truly know somebody.
I realized that I desperately needed to get to the bottom of this story, and that I really needed George.
In a non-sexual way, obviously. She needed his help. Why they just didn't cut straight to being inside the house, or just cut out of that bit? Yeah, I don't know why they did that at all. But hey, some form of rationale behind it.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good. It only takes a minute.
Thanks all the
same. You have a very short future.
I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
That person got onions on their bike. How's that look about it?
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Quite fitting.
Thanks for telling me.
It's quite fitting
for
today,
though. What flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity?
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me. What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris, the flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat.
Oh,
do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see. Because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fix it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
Yeah, the landlord's for you.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. It's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
Have you seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collard's apartment?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be easier for this lady here to actually turn round and talk to us rather than sort of doing this?
As thin as a broomstick. He kept his face hidden. But I saw his eyes peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with a hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Mademoiselle Collard?
No, monsieur.
Oh, do we risk getting our fortune told?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
why
changed
not?
my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know? How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
I'll keep asking.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem.
She's going to die
but when
very
I try
soon.
to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
There's no point in asking questions
later.
like those.
That's right, monsieur.
Scary. Ooh.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock. Hi.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George.
If you chuck that like bug out the window, there's probably some innocent bystander who got clouted in the head with
I've
it.
been exploring the sewers underneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
My editor told me to drop this story. Can you believe it?
But you're not going to do that.
Oh no. I'm going to find out what's behind these killings. It just doesn't add up. It almost feels like some sort of conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Yeah, let's get to
Tell
know
me
her.
more about yourself.
There's nothing much to tell.
Well, how'd you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought me my first camera. I was 8, and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes. My mother went off with her new boyfriend. I didn't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
It's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really. Always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted me to study art. That's why I went to college.
Yeah, I too lost my.
Did you learn about
I lost my
photography
mum
at
way
college?
too early.
God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used. Paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't
squirrels.
Oh, no.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arnaud Bellotta, the
Ah, it's
millionaire
Arnaud, yeah.
pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it, millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was lured to his death by a snowman.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium.
How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman,
So
a
you can
penguin,
see how they're all
and now a
linked
clown.
now. They're in
I
those
had been
letters.
about to add mine to the list, but stopped myself. I really didn't want to have to explain to George about my father's involvement with Cachon.
You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you this, I will not be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance for a big break.
Or an early death. I found a piece
I
of
will
material near the
ask more
cafe.
questions, I think. Well, it's a huge bit of
When I
cloth.
showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made.
she just happens to have enlarged the guy.
Wearing. Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the
That's
sewer.
very distinctive.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh, no?
Take a close look at his right cheek.
A scar in the shape of a horseshoe.
Or a crescent moon.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere.
I found this tissue down the sewer.
That's disgusting, George.
No. I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use, or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
She's not at all appreciative of what we found.
I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
You missed that bit.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume. How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the
I
guy
rubbed my eye
behind
but
you,
it's saw
of
on it.
course.
Yeah, there's no point in showing her that.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
So I'm assuming we're going to go now to where the costume shop is. So that doesn't. Ah, there you go. Police station, Ruggieri, cafe. Do I want to go to the police station or no? Let's try. We'll try here. The costume shop. Yeah, here we go. Sorry, I'm just gonna try and get this my eye out. Yeah, maybe slightly better. Right. And we'll chat to the man.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome.
Jess, no, I
Leave
don't
the
think they
mundane
have.
world behind.
Nico
For in
and
these
George
four
are both exactly the
fantasy
same, and I'm pretty sure
king.
so far everyone I've
I
met is the
don't
same
want a
voice
costume.
actors.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible. You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have
No,
a sister.
I've
and
never done that.
I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Have
I'm
you
going
heard of a man
to
named
ask about Plantar,
Plantar?
but he's not going to know.
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Same voice actors, but did they redo them? As it sounds different. Do you mean the conversations are different? It's in the actual kind of words they're saying. If that's the case, I don't know whether they redid them or whether. I mean, it's a bit like a film, I suppose. They probably did different conversations and then they kind of just picked the bits they wanted for the director's cut. I can't audibly hear a difference in regards to how it used to sound and it now sounds. I'd have to sort of have them running side by side, sort of the normal game and this one.
I'm looking for a man.
It's not obvious. If they have, it's really not
Oui,
obvious.
monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then, I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are too many.
Do you recognize this man?
Oui, monsieur. I sold him some grease paint.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
That's a question. That's a killer question.
Let me smell that.
That's just a weird thing to do.
Number 7, white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Yeah, I mean,
have you
even if you sold that in your shop, I don't think you'd shove your face in it quite that harsh.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning.
Oh, hello.
That is the man to whom I sold the grease paint. I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes.
Ah.
Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
We now know technically what he might be wearing next.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay.
COVID! Or,
What are you trying to do,
shocker.
kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word
That's
of
gonna help.
warning,
That's gonna
monsieur.
help us.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
So there's lots of these subtle little things, little lines that are in these games, which I find really amusing. And yeah, Jess, I'm with you. The memories of this game. When did you last play this? Because I think I only ever played the original, which was, that was somber. Back on the PlayStation 1, which I'm talking probably 20 odd years ago. And I was showing earlier that I've got. It's not the actual original box I actually had, but you can't really see it very well. Actually, I'll show you this bit instead because it might see it a little better. But you've got a kind of collection of games on here. It's called the Help Collection, and it says right in the middle, Broken Sword there. This game's got a date on 1996. So this was 96 when I got this, and I don't think this was the first time I ever played this. So, yeah. And then I've got a very kind of weird copy of the games when they were kind of it's called the Sold Out software, which I think is like kind of third party re-releases of the games. So I've got those, and obviously I've got the digital copies now, and various other. I think I've got various other copies, and I have got for later. Sorry, the reflection is really terrible here. Number 3, I think. The Angel of Death. I think that's 3, I believe. So yeah, I've got quite a few copies of all of these games. They're awesome. Did you have all those as well, Jess? Yep. So there's the police station now. But I said I've played, think, the first 3, and I haven't played past that. I have got them all. So I think it's Angel of Death, Serpent's Curse. Is that 4? I think Serpent's Curse might be 4. Wow. So Jess was 4 in 96. God, you were making me feel insanely old. Oh, you're making me insanely old. In 96, I was, old enough to play those games. I'm not going to tell you exactly how old I am, because just old is the answer to that one. You're 29 in 2 weeks. Oh.
Sergeant Moo?
I can't remember 29.
Monsieur Stobart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure.
Is there much point in asking me about him? He's not going to know.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his right cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Oh, I just spotted that. Should we shock him? Let's shock him.
I was one of the last people to see the victim alive, Sergeant.
Does that worry you?
Yes, it does. I feel I owe it to him to find his killer.
That is best left to the authorities, monsieur. Did he speak to you? Tell you anything?
No, he just grinned and nodded.
Don't let it trouble you, monsieur. Go home and try to forget.
I know.
I'm going to ask about Puntar, but I just don't think I can get any more info.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but...
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
One moment, monsieur.
While he's chatting to him, can I look at this book?
It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
And what are they scribed on that desk?
Hi, Inspector. Remember
no
me?
idea.
But of course,
Merlot,
Mr.
I think.
Stobart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
But
I've been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the
You
dead guy?
might hear the wife
It is
appear in a
out
minute.
of
She's been
my
very
hands.
noisy in the background. And welcome back, Nick. Hope you've done well on your essay.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No. You must forget the business of the crown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobart.
Okay, why does everyone seem to have been sort of told to let this lie? Because he's been taken off the case, so whether or not someone else is on it, but I get the impression there isn't. And the editor of the newspaper has pretty much turned around and said to Nico, don't do anything.
Did you find out the
suspicious.
ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
Okay, so there's nothing else to say to him.
So long,
that was
Inspector.
worthwhile. Okay, I don't think I can show a
Do you
picture.
recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur.
It's the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown.
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Yeah, it wouldn't hold up in court, George.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
I said that. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely don't think there's much point in saying anything else to these guys. I'm gonna try calling Nico and just see if she says anything which might move me along. Oh, I can only speak to Todrick. Let's go and see if I can talk to Nico. Oh no, wrong one. Was Ruggieri I wanted. Back at Nico's apartments. There you go. This is the right way to go.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Well, I think it's the right way to go. No then. Nothing to talk about.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Right, in which case I either need to talk to the cop again. I don't think I do. That's all boarded up. That's not going to give me anything. It must be the police I need to speak to. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I do need to show some more stuff to Sergeant Moo. I'll talk to this guy while I'm here. Because at least he can confirm that the picture, guy in the picture is the right guy.
Ah, mais oui, Inspector. Have you found him?
Who?
The man in the sewer, of course.
I'm, sifting through the evidence.
Rather you than me, monsieur. So, when you are not exploring sewers, what do you do?
I take a lot of showers.
Oh, very good, monsieur. A policeman with a sense of humor.
Hi there, remember me?
Ah,
Who? I'm...
Okay, so I can't talk to him either. Okay, so that's no use. I can go back down the sewers, but... just out of curiosity, is there anything? But I don't think there's going to be. No, I'm not even going to risk it because I just don't think there's anything there. Right, I must need to speak to the police again. It must be the police station because one, it's not greyed out, so we'll work on that assumption.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want now?
I found this red nose in the sewer.
What were you doing down there?
Fishing
Your job.
for clues. That's where the clown went.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Rousseau.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
Okay.
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No way. This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
He's discounting everything. This is risky, but I'm going to do it.
Would you like to shake my hand, Sergeant?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur. The gesture could be misconstrued.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
I don't think I'm going to get anywhere here, but I'm going to try talking to him again. See if there's anything else.
Stobart.
See if there's anything else I can say to him. I doubt it.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
There's absolutely nothing I can talk to him about.
So long.
So I'm pretty much now at a dead end.
What do you suppose this tool is used for, Sergeant Moo?
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
I don't think so. I found it in that workman's toolbox.
Found it? I hope you did not steal it, monsieur.
Do I look like a common thief?
Yes.
He asked me to look after his hole and his belongings.
You certainly know how to enjoy your vacation to the fullest, monsieur.
See you later, Sergeant.
Right, I'm going to call Todrick again because it's the only thing I can do.
Hello?
Maybe I can
Who
pretend
is
to be Khan.
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes.
Does anyone else hear that name and want to go all Star Trek? Khan!
It was upstairs.
You know.
The second
Is it
room
just me?
on the
Probably.
right-hand side of the corridor. Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Okay, so I've got something else there. Okay. Hotel Ubu. Okay. I'm assuming I can go to the hotel then. I can indeed go to the Hotel Ubu. These guys look friendly. Okay, what have I got on my person? Yeah, I think I'm okay to go in. Don't think I can do anything else in the alley at the moment. But I will probably I need to come back in here later. Okay, we're going in. I want to talk to her because I think if my memory serves me correctly, she's hilarious. But I'm going to talk to the concierge first because I need to get that key.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Do you have a guest by the name of Khan?
No, monsieur. Perhaps you would care to check the register.
I will in a minute.
The man who calls himself Khan has a scar on his right cheek.
Vraiment? I tell you, I do not know a man named Khan.
Maybe not, but I noticed a change in his expression when I mentioned the scar.
Okay,
do you know a man named Plantow?
No, monsieur.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
Not going to know anything about a clown,
This
is
is
he?
a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
There's one behind the counter.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Oh,
hey,
come on.
Shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, so there's nothing else I can talk to. I want to
There
look at
was
this.
no one registered under the name of Khan. If the killer was staying here, he'd used a different pseudonym.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
Go, so I need to get the key.
Excuse me, didn't I see your
did I
picture
miss?
in the
Did I
news?
miss the I missed the portrait?
You're that
I'm gonna
Nobel
have to go back and have a
Prize
look now.
winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's not going to know anything at all. But we'll talk to him.
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death
It's a good
to
question.
last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have
Yeah, have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
It's a question that everyone should always
The
ask.
clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort.
Ooh, isn't he
to wear,
posh? Shops
with
at Marks
much
and Spencer's.
support.
Yeah.
I'm real glad to hear that.
My trousers are from
You know,
Primark.
it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself
Jess's
Khan.
nana loves M&S.
Yes, I know this man.
They're not
Why
just
do you
pants,
carry
these are
his
M&S
photograph?
pants.
I'm a private detective. What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Jess, I can't buy stuff like clothes online because I've got really fat thighs. So I buy any trousers and stuff. They barely get over my knees. So it's not because I'm
Thanks
fat.
for your
I'm
help.
just big
Goodbye.
boned. So let's go look at these portraits. Then I want to see these portraits we were looking at. Am I missing something? Oh, you mean these things? Or do you mean the portraits up on the stairs? Or the lack of? Yeah, there's lots of empty kind of. Well, they look like frames, but I'm assuming they're not. Okay, let's talk to the funniest lady in the world.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George. George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady?
So I really like it
I mean,
so much.
You're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Prove
Jess, I
my
said that
ancestors
earlier. That
right,
basically, yeah,
not
they
even to
didn't.
God.
In this
I
game,
can
they didn't
trace
do
my
anything with
family
these.
back
They
to
blink
Normandy,
occasionally, and that's
but
about
don't
it.
let that intimidate you,
I
George.
think in the
Beneath that
second game they did
impressive
actually improve
pedigree,
this.
I'm just
I think.
flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
But before we move on, I'm trying to think back to the old games because I'm pretty sure. I mean, I believe that Broken Sword, this game, was the first game from Revolution Studio. I'm pretty sure it was the first game they ever put out. So, you know, back in... I mean, well, I don't think it was such a risk in the 90s as it maybe was, because the games didn't cost that much. But, yeah, this game made the studio. So, yeah, it did sort of
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
make the studio, really.
No, darling, I'm on
And I think they were bought out by somebody.
I
It might
needed
have
to
been
get away
THQ,
after
actually. I don't know.
funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
It was THQ.
I'm not. He was
Just look
my
for the box.
husband.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct,
But
ma'am.
they are
What's the
moving a
term
little
you
bit.
Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Private dick.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
She's always thinking of Dick.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. The wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance
The
was being
inquest,
wooed by
eh?
drunken Breton chefs. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last night.
What happened last night?
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined
What a great line.
it should be. The intimacy of candlelight. Romantic music tinkling across the room. And then, a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man
Calm down,
I've been
love, calm
waiting
down.
for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections.
Aww,
And if I ever catch
bless
up
her.
with him, he's dead.
I find her amusing. I think she's funny.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
I think Merlin's actually...
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin.
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin?
He's calling
You
us
mean
deranged.
King Arthur's wizard?
He's calling us Brits deranged.
Monsieur Merlin
So,
is
turn
a
the game off.
fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
He's a killer.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
Oh, we do like her. She's great.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Right, so I think we want that,
you
don't
saw
we?
Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantow's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
We're gonna
If
try.
I could get in there, I would. Do you know what
I'm
this
going to
is?
show these. I don't think they're going to help.
I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Ah, Mr. Merlin, perchance.
That's him.
No, I can't bring myself to give her the grease paint. I'm sorry. Not a lady. I'll go and try talking to the guy over here again. But I don't think he's going to help me.
What now, monsieur?
I believe Khan, the man with the scar, is also known as Merlin.
What of it? What do you want?
Access to his room.
Do you have a license, monsieur?
Huh?
A private investigator's license?
Well, not exactly, but I can explain everything.
I am sorry, but without credentials, I cannot help.
I insist you give me the key to Merlin's room.
I cannot do that, monsieur.
This guy Merlin is a menace.
So you say,
I think
monsieur.
He's not only a danger to society, but to your guests as well. He has toyed with the affections of Lady Piermont.
Ciel! Are there no depths to which he will not sink?
Precisely. He's already killed once, twice, maybe as many as 3 times. With your help, I just might be able to stop him.
But what if he finds out I have helped you? No, I cannot do it.
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
Okay, so
I'd like to retrieve something.
We want to get the room key. I'm assuming
oui, monsieur.
He's in the room next door.
May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
Okay, I think maybe Lady Piermont's going to have to come back to the rescue again.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Just her voice makes me chuckle so much.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, darling.
Okay, so that's not going to help me. Let's head upstairs and see if I can find out what's going on.
If the tailor's description was correct, this was the killer's room. The sign on the door read 22. The door was locked.
Okay, so we want to get into 21.
The door was locked.
Okay, so can I... I don't think this guy is going to help me anymore.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
Does he tell me off
hey,
again?
No.
Just looking.
What?
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Hello again. This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
Okay, that was
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Okay, can't use the phone. I'm sure it's got to be Lady
Hi,
Piermont.
ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes, I am.
It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
See, that is completely accurate. We do that really well. We can be, the British can be amazingly awkward.
You there? Flunky?
Oui,
Flunky.
madame.
Great line.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewellery for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Look at that walk.
Over to you, my dear.
Okay, so that was successful. And then I need to use the key on the door.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Okay, so
there was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
I'm wondering if we're going to have to hide in one of these, because no doubt it's all going to go terribly, terribly wrong. I have no idea why I'm looking in the bedside table, but...
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Come on, George, out you go. Not at all dangerous. But he's left the window open. Yeah, see, all of this bit was in the original game, so this is something I've done before. So I said, we're going to have to hide in there. I know full well we're going to have to hide in there.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
Let's go to sleep. Have a snooze till he gets back.
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Does anyone else think that looks like the most uncomfortable chair? I mean, I've got a bad back,
the
but that's
battered
terrible.
leather briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died. I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
So there we go. So we knew that was coming. So we found something. Did you just find that underneath the bed, but then didn't put it back in the right place? I don't think it was there, was it? Okay, that opens the door.
It was Khan. I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
If in doubt, hide in the wardrobe. That is some scary ass trousers.
As Khan opened the wardrobe, I was sure I was dead.
I'm sure there was a
But he
video
grabbed his
of it
pants
from
quickly
inside
and
though.
didn't even see me. I didn't usually spy on men getting changed. But this guy was a killer, and I didn't want any surprises. He left his checkered pants on the bed.
Yeah, well, why he wasn't wearing these ones in the first place, I don't know, because that suit looked ridiculous with those trousers.
I had that kind of feeling
Oh,
you
look
only
at the
get from
state of
searching
them.
still warm pants. There was nothing in the pocket. I flipped the pants over. I found an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. But as I pulled it from the pocket, a strong thread came with it. A thread with a metal tag on the end. I pulled on the metal tag and the thread came out of the pants. It was like pulling out a ripcord. I found nothing in the pocket.
So what did I just pick up?
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words, Club Alamut.
So where did that thread go?
The pocket was empty.
I pulled the thread and it didn't seem to do anything, did it?
I turned the pants over again.
Ah.
I searched the pocket gingerly and found a pass card. It read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
There we
was
go.
nothing in the pocket.
Okay, so I think we have got everything from there. I certainly have that feeling. Can I get the safe
What
deposit
now,
box?
monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that. A murderer? Are you sure?
Positive.
We've got to get into that, surely.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
We need to get into that safe deposit box. Let's go back to Lady Piermont again.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
This is the key to room 21.
That's next to the room taken by that rotten Merlin, isn't it?
Yes, and it's vacant.
Really? How convenient.
Propositioning her.
Maybe it was my imagination, but I had an uncomfortable feeling about this situation. Yeah. I showed the pass to the clerk,
here you
hoping
go.
he'd give me
Keep
Merlin's
clicking on it until it
papers,
works.
but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
Lady Piermont to the rescue again. Oh, I think she's so hilarious in
Did
this
you
game.
place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but...
What's the problem?
He isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
She's a scary-looking woman, though.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Okay, now I know for a fact that if I walk out the door, the guys take that from you. The gangsters at the front. So, what you need to do, I think you actually have to go out the window, but I'll try it anyway. Yeah, it won't let me do it. So I think I have to go out the window onto the ledge. Then I drop it.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Okay. It does help having played bits of this game. She obviously only knows one song. Okay, we're about to get groped, everybody.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security.
Yeah, you could have wrapped it in your
check,
jacket and
nothing to
thrown it out
worry
the window,
yourself
protect
about.
it.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Some of the character names are great. Flap. Let him go, Flap.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Back in Nico's apartment.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi. Come in, George.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
That's a bit of a harsh question.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that. Isn't it a substitute for decisive thinking?
God, they're gonna have an argument in a minute, have a fight.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Not anymore. There was someone.
Ah, Jess.
A guy in my final year, but it didn't.
There you go. Did you hear that?
Neither did my degree.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
One bit of conversation, and then the next bit of conversation, they were. You could tell they were different recordings. I stand them. Okay, that's not something I understand, but...
Tell me more about your family.
When I was a little girl, I used to spend the winter with my grandfather and grandma. They were the best times, warm and safe in their tiny cottage. My grandfather rolled cigarettes while grandma made hot chocolate and cakes. One day, he stopped his rolling. He put the lid back on his tobacco jar and took me in his arms. I laughed and wriggled, but he hushed me to be silent. With his unshaven chin all scratchy in my ear, he told me his secret.
What did he say?
He said, I don't smoke, but she likes to think I do.
What a weird old man.
Don't call my grandfather weird. He was the nicest guy ever. I wish I was back in that cottage instead of this crummy apartment in this noisy city.
Okay, so...
I found this.
We'll go through some of the evidence. I don't think it's necessarily going to do as much good apart from the transcript or manuscript.
Thomas Merlin of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Gruber.
Never heard of him.
He's related to Hans. Hans Gruber.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address. That's no use.
Or a video
there aren't
game.
Many matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Okay, here we go, guys.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
Look at the disgust in her face there.
It's a medieval manuscript.
It looks like a giant turd.
Khan left it in the safe at the U-boot.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantar?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah, maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
So I never heard anything about the Templars. Never.
This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked
Jess, do you do a lot of research into the Knights Templar then?
And as the years went by,
I know nothing about them.
Wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive.
Jeez.
God, that was sudden, wasn't
it? So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was
so how old were you when you first played this game, do you reckon, Jess?
600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
But maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
About 7 or 8 with your mum. Oh, that's nice. To be fair, my dad played games for all of about 5 minutes. And then none of my family actually played anything ever again. I was the only one who played games. Yeah, this game was not quite the oldest one I remember playing. The oldest one I remember playing, which I have played on stream before, was Monkey Island, The Secret of Monkey Island, which I played on the Amiga 500.
Let's take another look.
You guys probably don't even remember that.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
The first game you remember is Final Fantasy VII. That's a good game to remember. That's a very good game to remember.
He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
If you can, Jess, do me a favour. Find out what year Jamiroquai released the album Synchronized, because I'm positive, I'm sure that I literally had that CD on in the background while I played Final Fantasy VII on literally like constant repeat. I could be wrong, I just want to double check the year, but I'm pretty sure they came out about the same sort of time. And I literally had that album just playing on constant like loop on over and over and over again in the background. I used to do that when I played games.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said mirror, mirror on the wall, wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Synchronized with a K, I think. It's a S-Y-K,
I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either. A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinum mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
And what year did Final Fantasy VII come out?
I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
I'm assuming it came out before then, but maybe I'm wrong.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse. Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Let's take another look.
No, let's not do that. There's no point. Yeah, there really is no point.
There's a woman, but the...
Okay, can I go back? No, so I'll have to go back through it again.
Look.
Okay. I don't necessarily
Are you sure you've never heard of Thomas Merlin?
Positive.
Yeah, I don't see the point in doing anything else. Right.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobino at the Krone Museum.
Okay, so let's head to the museum. Museum Krone. Don't think we want to go back anywhere else. I don't think there's any point. Okay. Don't know if you can see this. That looks awfully like a tripod.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
Okay, so I need that. I can push that. I don't know what that does. And is he going to see me do it? No, he hasn't. Good. Oh, actually, I think he spots that and he goes and closes it.
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
Hello, wife. Hello. I don't know. Short answer to your question.
Watch out! You'll have that done on top of us!
Everyone in chat, say hello to my wife. Hello. I know I need to do that, but I don't know if I need to do anything else.
As I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
No, monsieur. No. No.
Okay.
Chill your beans, sonny. Okay, so I've got to do something, but I just don't know what. I mean, I'm not going to just hang around for like days on end. Okay, can I go back to Rougerie and speak to her again? Because there's nothing at the cafe. I'm positive there isn't anything at the cafe.
Hi. I've been to the Crew Museum.
Did you speak to Lobineau?
No, he wasn't there.
Okay.
I found the tripod.
Where?
In the museum. It belonged to the Templars. It was dug up in Ireland at a place called Loch Marne.
I have heard of Loch Marne. I read an article about the castle. Take a look for yourself.
A popular gossip magazine? You read that rubbish?
No, I write it.
Professor Nigel Pegram, excavating the medieval castle at Loch Marne. That's strange.
What?
He resigned his chair at Durham University in order to devote his time to the excavation. Not only that, but he canceled the filming of a 4th series of his popular television program. This site at Loch Marne must be awful important to him.
You had a chat with Adam in Australia. God, he must be up early with the baby.
I'd like to talk to this Professor Pegram. How do you feel about a trip to Ireland?
Disappointed.
Huh?
That I won't be going. I want to follow up the Bellotta case. If you really think Pegram's dam is important, why don't you visit Loch Marne?
On my own? I'm not so sure about that. Where is Ireland exactly? Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be
doesn't know where
nothing,
Ireland
but
is. That's
both
really
the Crown's
insulting.
victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Let's take another look at a knight with a crystal ball. The night scroll. Through my teachings, you will... There's a guy with a sword. Between them is a...
Yeah,
there's a guy working on a loom. There's a woman looking at her, but the reflect...
Look there.
Yeah, okay, there's nothing there then.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, I'm a bit lost as to where to go now, because obviously she's no use. I honestly don't think the police station's anywhere useful to go. I can try it. I'll try it, I guess, and see if they get any more. But I extremely doubt it.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want now?
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is.
Yes, I do.
One moment.
Just going to speed it along so I can get him over a little bit quicker.
It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
Yes,
Have you heard of Professor Pegram, the archaeologist?
Molly Pegram? The second son of Lord Barclay Pegram?
Well, I don't know. I only read about him in a magazine.
So much for the efficacy of rehabilitation. What has he done this time?
He made an important archaeological find in Ireland.
It's not a crime, you know.
Do you know Pegram well?
I have connections with the family, but I wouldn't say I knew him at all.
Is his name really Molly?
Of course not. That was the nickname he was given at school. All his friends and acquaintances know him as Molly.
Do you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from
Jess,
special
we
school.
had to put our bins out
Flap
today,
is a
and
nasty
the
piece
bag
of
just
work.
would not come out the bin.
But Guido is
It was
the
a
real
royal
brains
pain
of
in the
the
ass.
partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out front of the Hotel Ubu. Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. But of course, monsieur, their fame is widespread throughout France. We haven't forgotten them, unlike the rest of Europe.
It was the King of France who persecuted them, though.
Indeed.
That shook his cool. Underneath his cultured facade, the man was real twitchy. You're obviously a great admirer of the Knights Templar.
They were men of great honor, monsieur. The flower of chivalry.
Not everyone would share your views, Inspector.
Not everyone shares my passion for Bartok.
But if the Templars were as honorable as...
That's enough. I do not wish to hear your uninformed opinions, Stobart.
Why did you get so wound up about the Knights Templar? They've been dead for centuries. I shouldn't have pushed my luck. Maybe his ancestors were Templars. Whatever. I saw the anger flare in his eyes like a distant summer thunderstorm.
The Templars were the first true internationalists. 800 years on, and still the world is fragmented by nationalistic flag-waving fools. You will excuse me.
Yeah, I think it's best to let him go, because he does seem a touch annoyed.
So long, Inspector. Does this matchbook mean anything to you, Sergeant?
That's a double-line Swedish with a crosshatch Bergman strike strip. Now, that's unusual. Pre-war Anderson hinging.
Really?
I haven't seen a reinforced Anderson outside of a private collection.
It's rare, then?
In this part of the world, yes. There are only 3 places these are made. Taiwan, Manila, and Slough.
2 really cool places, and Slough.
See you later, Sergeant.
I figure it's got to be here. We've got to be round here somewhere.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobineau?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy.
Jess, the only good thing to come out of Slough is the office.
I wouldn't go
That's
so
it.
far as to call it there. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
Who's John
What's
Dee?
the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
Night then, hon. Night.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology. Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no!
I've been
That
told,
tripod
chat. I've been
is
told.
protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
Yes, boss.
A painfully loud alarm bell.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
I think if we do this conversation,
not as
we might get to the end
The
of this
sign on the
section.
tripod says,
It was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John D. at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
Well-educated bloke,
I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on.
That's a bit
Do you know
harsh.
anything about medieval manuscripts?
Of course he doesn't.
Monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No.
That's
they
a funny line.
assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar, not like Monsieur Lobineau.
Oh, 10 minutes to midnight. Okay, thanks, Nick. Thanks for dropping by. I'll catch you again. So, to be fair, I'm probably going to end in the next few minutes. It's not really going to be very long until I finish. None of this is going to make
Do you
any
recognize
use,
the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not. Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh, no. I don't frequent places like that.
Yeah, none of that's useful.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Okay, so no.
What does this tool
Maybe
mean
the tool
to you?
impressed him. I
That
don't know.
belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers.
But thank you very much for joining, Nick. I will hopefully catch you again really, really soon. My next stream day is on Thursday. So
Thanks
should
for your
hopefully see you
help.
then. That's wrong button.
No, monsieur.
Okay. The case contained the...
I mean, I genuinely don't know where to go now. Oh. I just missed that saying that I could go to Ireland. That's just annoying. Okay, just for a second, I'm going to go back here, and just for the benefit, I need to start somewhere. So I'm going to save my game. Okay. Thanks for that, Jess. Sorry, yeah, I obviously haven't added the mic to that scene yet. As with everything in my thing, a lot of it's not done yet. It's not ready yet. So yeah, I'm going to call the stream there on the basis that I think we're more than halfway through the game. So I'm thinking that I will probably hopefully finish it on the next stream and probably start the next game. So I might start Broken Sword 2. I just need to make sure I've got it installed. So if you just hang on for a moment, I'm going to just have a quick look and see if anyone I know is online. If not, what I might do is I might just see if I can raid a channel of somebody else playing these games. I will be honest and say that I don't think there's going to be anybody. Let's have a look and see if there's anyone online playing anything interesting. No, okay, so let's have a quick look and see if there's anyone else playing the Broken Sword series. I really doubt it, unfortunately. Okay, there's a guy here who's playing it fairly early on, I think. Says it's an English stream, so let's see if we can raid Tin Man. his name goes by. We'll see if we can raid his channel. So please stay in and say hello to this guy, if you don't mind. Share some love. See how he gets on with the game as well. So thank you very much for joining. I do really appreciate it. I'll try and get a few more bits fixed for the next stream, but I hope to catch you all really soon to complete this game and hopefully start the next one. So take care all, and I'll catch you all really soon. Bye now.